Greg and Tim clips.
So
do that.
let's get into the topic of the day.
How many minutes?
We got about 10 minutes to talk about this topic of the
Yeah.
day. You have a topic of the day, so let's roll that music.
Okay, hooray! It's time for the topic of the day.
Okay, it's time for the topic of the day. Did you know that back in the day, we used to be a lot more like creative? We made a jingle.
Yeah.
Okay,
It doesn't mean it was
hooray,
good.
it's time for
We
the
just
topic
tried
of the
harder.
day.
They weren't very good.
And then we also had get your phone. It's podcast time.
It's the Greg and Team Show. I heard we're getting Phil Wickham to record it. That's why we stopped doing it.
Oh,
But he hasn't got back to it. He's coming with Scarlett.
oh, that'll be a great episode.
Yeah.
We will have a worship singer and
I've heard Scarlett
Johansson.
I've heard Scarlett Johansson's a very lovely person.
Yes,
So
I would hope so.
You're inferring they're total polar opposites somehow.
They are different
Yeah, everyone's different.
from each
Greg,
other.
Everyone's different. Doesn't mean they are opposites, or I'm sure they would get. I'm sure Phil and Scarlett would get along very, very well. And I bet you Scarlett, if you played her a praise and worship album, would love it.
Technically, they are opposites. One's a man and one's a woman.
Let's not be divisive in this country.
What is a man?
Well, Greg,
What's your
with an
definition of a
X
man?
chromosome and a Y chromosome. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Can we just end this sentence that I'm saying now?
So your topic of the day, we already played the music and now we're just wasting time. Your topic of the day is...
So I wanted to talk about the myth of balance. Not balance in a balancing beam physically, but the balance of life. Everything... what we've heard is we have to be balanced.
Like work-life balance?
Work balanced with spousal balance, with kids, with family life, with our recreation life, in our health, our eating, our time with friends.
So what you're saying...
It's got to be balanced. This is what we're being told. A balanced life is a happy life. And I heard a couple of speakers.
Your best breakfast is a balanced breakfast.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of speakers say that a balanced life is a myth. That it is, if you balance everything perfectly, you are left with every aspect of your life being mediocre, okay, or just good. That people throughout history that have done amazing things, whether it be,
the most unbalanced
whether
life.
it be through sports, the arts, politics, live an unbalanced life, that they take one aspect of it and they put so much time and so much effort into it, they change the world.
Do you believe this?
I'm putting forth that question.
I'm asking. No,
let me finalize the question so we are sure of it. Is it better to be good or okay, or if you want to call it mediocre, at balancing all these plates in the air so that they're at a level 6 or 7 out of 10? Or is it better to have one area that they are this up here, but something else might suffer? And is it possible, if you are great in an area, does that mean something else? And if you take a look at certain people in history, it's their family life. If it's a famous,
we get the question.
If it's a famous, how many famous actors have you known that have been so great, but they've had 6 wives?
Yes,
most of Hollywood is, has.
So we get the question: can you balance and still be great?
Yep.
What's your answer?
I don't know.
I agree. If you have an answer, put it in the comments below. Thanks for watching.
Okay.
Come on, give me your opinion, dude. You're just a wishy-washy today.
I think
cancel yourself. Let's hear it.
I think, and most times when I bring along a subject, I'm bringing it along to create the question. I'm not necessarily
wanting to answer the question
so that I take one side or the other. So it's a question that I've thought about, and it's like I say, it's been a couple of people that have brought this up.
I find this I gotta say something.
Yeah.
You love to ask the questions.
Yes, I do love to ask the questions.
And then you love the topics, and you'll ask me the question, and you'll ask me to answer this question.
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, and I'd like to pose a question to our audience. Comment. What do you think?
Yes.
Meanwhile, you're skirting the answer. Today, I am putting you on blast. I am putting you in your spot.
Yeah.
Answer the question. Can you live a balanced life and achieve greatness?
So the question is, can I think of an example of someone who's done amazing things? So
I'm not asking.
No, because if I give you, I'm going to give you an example of someone. Let's say.
Okay, so if you think that Tim is avoiding the question, put that in the comments below.
Okay.
Because honestly, you are politically answering this question.
Yes, I think it is possible.
Okay. You think it's possible to be great and have balance.
Why do some people seem to fail at it and other people? So I'm in my brain, someone who was great in an area with putting so much effort into something is someone like, I'd say, Billy Graham. Right? He changed the world, but still managed to have a wife, from my understanding, had a great marriage, whose kids, no one's perfect as far as their parenting, but whose kids had a good relationship with him as well.
Yeah. But
still met with heads of state, put so much time into their pastoralship that he changed a lot of things in history.
Yeah.
Based on what he was able to do.
So you believe it's possible?
I do believe it's possible, but I think it's like, what the Bible says one time is it's harder for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God than something like a needle through the eye of a camel or something like that. Maybe I'm butchering the phrase. It's difficult. It's difficult. The point is, it is difficult because as soon as you have one thing you spend so much time on, something has to suffer. I remember there was one speaker who said that the problem with a balanced life is if you get everything perfectly balanced, you freeze there.
Okay.
But I think sometimes one thing is more important and then another thing is more important. But the people, again, that do such great things do it for a sustained amount of time. Michael Jordan was great. LeBron James is great. Sidney Crosby is great because how many hours a day from when they're, and your kid plays sports too. How many hours a day does Sidney Crosby, since he was 4 years old, shoot a hockey puck? Right? Is he married, Crosby?
I don't know.
Okay. He's my favorite hockey player of all time, or one of them.
But you don't know anything about his personal life.
I don't think. You know what? I shouldn't. I'm misspeaking here, but I think it's an imbalance, right? For Sidney Crosby to put all that time and effort into becoming that great. Are you bored with what I'm saying?
Sorry.
Wow. To put all that time and effort into it, you don't think that his family life, if he did have a family, and I don't know if he does or not, they would suffer. And some people understand that and don't get married.
Yeah.
Right. But I think it's hard.
Yep.
It's hard, right? So I think it's possible. I gave you an example of someone who did, but I think it is difficult.
So I think the problem is everybody has a different definition of greatness. And honestly, greatness is something that is achieved by having good friends, good family, good relationships, a good job, house, something over your head, food in the fridge. That is greatness to me. You picture greatness as being over the top greatness.
Yes.
And a lot of that isn't great.
Okay, I'll tell you this.
So
all the greatness is this. 50 years after you're dead, people know what you did and your significance of it.
So that's a very, very small amount of people.
Yeah, exactly.
Very.
Yeah. Dude, are people going to...
So your definition of greatness is an unattainable thing for...
Really?
99.9% of people. How many great people do you roughly, like, let's just put a ballpark number on there. How many great people do you think, and make the ballpark number as big as you want it to be?
1%.
No, there's no way.
1%.
So you think that there has been 30 million great people?
Yes.
30 million.
In the history of the world, sure. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Great.
People that
based on your definition that you just made.
We would read about them in a history book that somebody has picked up. You know, people
30 million.
Yes.
That's just based on the 1% of the people in the population right now.
Yeah. I think 1% of the population achieves. And again, it's about what's important. Someone might say, no, I don't need to be historically significant.
So based on the population of people right now.
Yeah.
I think, what is the world at? 3 billion people?
Something like that.
I don't know.
Should I check it?
Sure. How many people are in the world right now? But based on the population of people right now, at this very moment, there would have to be 30 million great people. Never mind the population 10 years ago that like have died and been born.
There's 8 billion people.
So 80 million people have to be great. 80 million.
Maybe I'm overshooting a little bit.
A little bit.
Not the numbers, but as far as greatness.
Do you think
after you're dead? Well, here, I'll tell you.
Do you think Freddie Freeman is great?
We'll see by the end of his career. But yeah, we can remember him. Babe Ruth.
Okay.
Stan Musial. If you know sports, you know some of these players, and sure, Freddie Freeman could be one of those people.
Okay.
Especially because he did something significant in a World Series, right? Mickey Mantle. I could name you a lot of famous athletes that I know of. You might not know them.
I remember the number of people that have actually played professional baseball, and it is so unbelievably low.
But there's a 1,000 different fields that you may not know of, like neurochemistry. You might not know them, but in their field, they're very significant.
So how many people would be significant in that field?
I'm just saying, add those fields together, they are significant. Not just one. You're focusing on
I don't know if anybody is agreeing with me or agreeing with you.
Okay.
But I think that your definition of greatness is unattainable just in general. Yes, there's greatness in the world of certain people. So like Sidney Crosby, Babe Ruth, Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky. These people, Joel Osteen, Stephen Furtick. Let's go with those names, and let's add other people like John Maxwell, and let's add different people that have authored different books. That How to Lose Friends in 20 Days book, and whatever else. How to Lose Friends and Influence People. I mean,
were you confusing with
How to Get a Date in 20 Days or something?
With Ted Hamilton?
Yeah, something. Anyway,
excuse me. Would you like to yawn again?
No,
but 200, Alex.
But I'm saying, okay, those people are all great.
Yeah.
Because they literally dedicated their life to their craft.
Yeah.
But I don't look at that as the definition of great.
Okay.
But I'm saying that with complete dedication to your craft and ignoring everything around you.
Not completely, but an imbalance.
An imbalance.
Yeah.
I think that is not healthy in general. I think you can be great and be looked upon as being great and still balance your family, your friends, your lifestyle, your work, and all that kind of stuff. Do I think that it's attainable for everybody? No, 100% not. Because I think a lot of people will actually go the other way.
Yeah.
They'll actually be less great because they can't balance everything.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right. And the point is, should you balance everything? Because someone would say, no, I'm not balanced, but it's worth it for me to achieve what I have achieved. Right. And again, I go back to the example where it can be healthy to like the person that invented, the cure for or some type of famous thing that helps the world. Well, we're very thankful that the person who
gave up their life,
who invented penicillin, gave up their life.
Pennsylvania?
No, who invented penicillin? Well, we're sure thankful that they dedicated their life to do that.
100%.
Right? So you just finished saying their life was unhealthy.
But then we also thanked the troops earlier today.
Right.
Right?
The troops are a little different in that they have tours of duty where they go out for 6 months, they come back for whatever, right? So somewhat. But yeah, you could argue that too, right? I know someone who's a wife of someone who was in war, and they'll tell you, yeah, they're gone for long periods of time, and those periods of time were very imbalanced.
Yeah.
But we thank that, like you said, we thank those troops, right?
Yeah.
But for that period of time, very, very imbalanced, and their wives had to take care of the family at home, right? And some of them in world wars where they come home and their husbands didn't come home. There's the ultimate sacrifice, right? The ultimate imbalance.
Yep.
Right.
So let's pose the question out to the family that listens.
The kids in the class.
Yes. You know who you are, Roman and Joel, and who else listens? Adam. Remember Adam? Remember when Adam used to listen?
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about Adam.
Adam and
he sent
Roman
me a private invite, by the way, to your big getaway there New Year's.
No, he didn't. His wife told you where we were staying, and you took that as an invite.
Actually, she never.
Nobody invited you.
Adam, he said, Tim, I am writing you to give you a personal invitation to our New Year's Eve gala or gala, whichever way you want to pronounce it.
Nobody pronounces it gala.
I heard today actually someone did. It was in the.
It's a gala.
It was in politics. It was in the election.
If you do have an opinion on the imbalance of life versus greatness of life, feel free, put it in the chat, put it below.
Like I say, is it
put it in the comments?
The question is: it possible to be historically significant and have balance in life, and is it okay to not have balance all the time?
And if you like some of the inside jokes that we've been telling, be sure to comment.
And if you would like to mention that Greg should yawn less when I'm speaking, feel free as well. And pronunciation of gala.
You know what's funny? Nobody saw the yawns.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad that I put it in a broad stream and shone a light onto it.
Yeah. So if you like the show, like, subscribe, share, comment below. If you want to be
right here,
if it's down there, yeah.
My socks.
If you want to be part of the inside joke, they're white. Yeah,
they're clean.
Bitch.
First time. They're very clean.
Yes.
I washed them.
If you want to be a part of the inside jokes, be sure to send us a message. Instagram, Facebook, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Tim likes his message sent to 4545.
Texting messages
may apply.
May apply. Charges might apply.
You can also email him at sandmanpaintingmb@gmail.hotmail@outlook.com.
You almost gave him the entire email. I guess I do want people to email me, but I like for business stuff. But I think it ended like the normal way.
Anyways, thanks for watching the episode today. Thanks for putting up with Tim. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share. New episodes every Monday. And if you want to sponsor us, hit us up. Hit us up in the comments. Say, I have a sponsor for you. And then email us at gregandtimshow@gmail.com. Also, gregandtimshow.com is your best source for all things Greg and Tim. That's our website. And Tim, I'll give you final words of goodbye.
Yeah, just to reiterate that Greg puts a lot of effort into that website, and we have some blogs that we've taken from some of the episodes. So take a look. If you missed some of these episodes, go back, rewind, and watch them all. We've had some fantastic interviews in the past and some standalone shows, and we have some fantastic interviews coming up. I'm really pumped. Stay tuned.
Oh, we got
for
some
those.
big ones. Yes, I'm excited.
And we're hoping, fingers crossed, that next week will be when Scarlett joins us.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great night, day, afternoon, evening, morning.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Thanks for watching the Greg and Tim Show clips. If you want, click the subscribe button right in the middle here. And then there's an episode in front of me and an episode in front of Tim. Click on them. Keep on watching. Keep on watching and share with your friends. Thanks for watching the clip.
Cheerio.
Cheerio.